cruising on the Silver Dawn. Destination St. Peter Port, Guernsey.
We have a foggy early morning arrival to St. Peter Port, Guernsey. It's a tender port to keep the harbour clear for ferry traffic. I'm going on a tour of Castle Cornet. It is not suitable for wheelchairs and mobility scooters. Before too long, I'm walking past the port's marina. Heading up towards the castle, when I encounter this crusty sentry. A sign confirms we have made the right decision for Gail to take a bus trip. Some way to go before we arrive at Castle Cornet proper. While we walk, a bird's eye view from inland to out at sea over the castle. Any invading force arriving by sea would have this grim spectacle facing them. At the end of a breakwater, a lighthouse to protect and guide ships. The daunting view if you arrive at the foot of the castle having landed from a boat. There is only one entry point to the castle, and very cleverly it is concealed from cannon fire from the island. The coat of arms above the gate is that of Queen Elizabeth I. The entry point has a very narrow entrance, which immediately turns sharp left to limit the use of a battering ram. Today, inside the castle, it's a picture of tranquility. Not bad for something first fortified around 1256. Over many years, it changed hands between the French and the English with some terrible battles. In 1338, the French captured the garrison and massacred the 61 defending soldiers. During the World War II occupation, a small garrison of German troops occupied the castle. The Barbican, with its floor-level openings from which defenders could pour quicklime and molten lead on the attackers below. You had to be fit to be stationed here, many stairs and narrow passages helping make defense a lot easier. Up and up we go, finally arriving at a gun battery mounted at the castle in 1903. From a point overlooking the breakwater and lighthouse, I see our ship, the Silver Dawn. The musket steps, which allowed a line of musketmen to fire, stepping down to reload while being replaced by another line with muskets ready to fire. This rotation enabled a high fire rate to be achieved, Guernsey-born Admiral of the Red, James Someroy, was a Royal Navy officer who, in 1794, was in command of a Guernsey-based squadron. The frieze shows HMS Crescent and other ships under his command escaping a superior French fleet. The fleet managed to reach the St. Peter Port anchorage and remained a threat to any proposed invasion force. Join me in the Governor's Garden, with an ever-present cannon to remind you of the real purpose of this place. All manner of defensive positions showing how difficult a seaborne attack would have been. From between the castle buildings we can see a ferry leaving the harbour. Over the top of the barracks we watch her sail past our cruise ship, the Silver Dawn. From the castle we can also look down on what at first appears to be a huge swimming pool built next to the harbour. Here children get to grips with learning how to sail in calm, shallow water. Upon leaving the castle, I take this view of the seafront at St. Peter Port. A reminder that Queen Victoria and Prince Albert visited Guernsey. The town church, Sancti Petri du Portu, in front of which sits a statue to Victor Hugo, the French writer who lived in exile in Guernsey. The island had just celebrated 80 years since its liberation from the World War II occupations by the Germans. Local knitters had fun decorating this postbox. Guernsey was liberated from its occupation by German forces during World War II on 9 May 1945. This memorial pillar is located such that its shadow will fall across key events on that day marked on the public bench. This bus may even have taken part in the parade of vehicles on that day, one of the many really old buildings that form this town. Age has almost obscured this stone crest. You might think this domed building is a church. Wrong, it's a bank. The constable's office, from which the parish is run. An antique safe fills much of the foyer. Unfortunately, the clerks had the afternoon off, so we were not able to see the historic inside of what is also called the Brock Room. This stone marks the site of one of 6 gates which allowed access to the town when St. Peter Port was walled in for defence purposes in the 14th century. Commercial Arcade was actually created by digging away the cliff face. The rock was dumped at the seafront to help build up an effective harbour. Narrow alleys and an ancient wood beam ceiling tell us we are now at the old seafront. In years gone by, the seafront would have been at the foot of the stairs. At our feet, an old ringbolt for tying up a boat. The Ship and Anchor pub used to stand on the seafront. Leaving town to take a tender back to the ship, I spot this ambulance vessel. Considering there are 19 Channel Islands in all, it makes sense to have a suitable boat available. Will I make this tender boat? I do, and see Castle Cornet from sea level as we depart the harbour. Gale and my cruise ship await me. Gale films my tender boat coming up alongside.
Good night. See you tomorrow.